So the single biggest issue with today's society is the issue of addiction to attention. You see, addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol, addiction to this, addiction to that, even addiction to video games and TV. Those have always been an issue, but right now we are living in a society where almost every single person within that society, as long as they have access to a cell phone or any type of device that will give them access to social media, all of these people are addicts to attention. And here's the problem. These social media apps all know that addiction to attention can be used as money in their pockets. The designers of all these social media apps, which are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars each, these software engineers, they all know that the more they can get you hooked onto their stuff, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Right now you're watching this video on YouTube, hopefully so you can, self-improve and become a better person, more productive person. But the developers of all these apps, they have you by the balls because they know that you are an attention addict, and the more attention you pay to them, whether it's just with your attention or with your money, regardless, they're gonna be making money in their pockets. Because when you're scrolling on Instagram and you see all these ads and you see these people who are better looking than you, more successful than you, in better shape than you, taller than you, whatever it is. And when you're on these apps feeling insecure about yourself because you're comparing yourself to other people, you start buying things that are unnecessary just because you saw an ad on it. Now the issue isn't necessarily you buying this or you buying that. The issue is your attention. Where is your attention going? You have no idea probably how often you spend time on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just pointlessly and mindlessly scrolling. You have no idea how much time you're spending on these apps. Your attention is being redirected from the things that you're supposed to be taking your time and attention, like learning more, making more money, going to the gym, eating better food, figuring out ways to network with better people, whatever it is, a skill, an activity, going into nature, hiking, whatever it is. Instead, your attention is deviated away from that onto your goddamn phone because you're swiping, and checking the next hottest thing. You see, the two most valuable assets are the assets of time and attention because you will never get those back. Time is unidirectional. It only goes one way. You can never get your time back. If you waste even half an hour doing something, which obviously we all do, you're never going to get that time back. And attention, what you're paying attention to right now, whether it's reading a book, just like I do. I love reading personal development books because they actually help me in my life become a better person, a more successful person. Whether it's doing that, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's working on a way to make more money, educating yourself somehow. Instead, if it's being deviated to things that are so pointless, and these apps are completely aware of this. And the more you're scrolling on these apps, you are literally in a war. The war is them and you. They're winning all the time because you see those features, you see those sexy Instagram features on your phone. You see that red notification where someone's messaging you, someone's liking your photo, someone's doing this, and then of course that gives you a temporary high each time, temporary high. It fucks up your dopamine system. Now just to backtrack a bit, dopamine is actually a hormone that your body produces, your brain produces whenever you achieve something because it gives you a sense of relief, like going to the gym, closing a business deal, getting a good grade, achieving something, right? But your brain gets flooded with excess artificial dopamine every time you look on the phone and you swipe on Instagram. That's how your brain is programmed. That's the whole reason why you're addicted. And then what happens is, because you're so busy swiping and so busy having a non-productive time, you seem to not be able to live without it. And not just that, your brain develops tolerance to dopamine because before any of the social media shit, your brain was able to experience, actually you were able to experience pleasure, or that dopamine was secreted by your body after an activity, after hanging out with a friend, after helping someone out with something, after achieving something, even if it's something minor. You did well in a quiz in college, whatever. But now because there's a higher threshold, because your brain and body are used to higher levels of temporary dopamine, right? Every time you scroll, it's a little bit of dopamine. The threshold is now higher. And now you need to do more just to feel good, even if it's the same exact activities. And all these apps, they know it. They know that your most valuable resources are both time and attention. You can never get any of them back. But it's a war between them and you, and they're the ones who are getting money in their pockets right now as we speak because of all the people scrolling aimlessly. Stop worrying about all those likes you're getting on Instagram. Stop worrying about all those likes that someone else got on Instagram more than you. I know this sounds generic. It could sound generic to you, but stop worrying about that. What you should worry about is yourself. Be addicted to success. That's healthy addiction. Be addicted to progression. Be addicted to anything. I'm addicted to personal development. I swear to God, it's literally my addiction for the past close to 8 years right now. Be addicted to something that's actually going to benefit not just you, but society as a whole. You scrolling aimlessly on TikTok and Instagram is not doing you any good. Even on these dating apps, to be honest, most of them are trash. Start answering these questions for yourself. Why am I on these apps? Am I feeling productive by being on these apps? No, the reason why you're on these apps is because you are literally an attention addict. You suffer from the addiction of attention. Back in the day, it was just drugs and alcohol and maybe TV, maybe movies, whatever. Now it's even worse. The number one addiction is the addiction to attention because it's so easily accessible. And you know what's ironic? You want attention so much. And the more you want attention, the more you're actually giving to these social media apps. And to other people who, to be honest, you shouldn't even be worried about impressing to begin with. You're worried about impressing that girl, impressing those friends of yours, quote unquote friends, if they even are real friends. Just because you want to see those likes, you want to see those like numbers go up. Your friend got 150 likes, but you only got 60. So you're figuring out ways to get as many likes as them because they're making you feel insecure about yourself because their Instagram got more attention than yours. So of course, subconsciously, you're gonna start feeling insecure about yourself. So what do? You wanna post better pictures. You wanna get more attention somehow. The way not to care about this is literally just to focus on yourself because you see, when you start focusing on yourself and you see progress at whatever you're doing, I don't care what it is, anything, you're gonna care less about the opinions of others and the attention you're getting from other people, but you're gonna care more about your progress and you're gonna start being addicted to your own success, which is healthy. That's a healthy addiction. But when you're addicted to attention, it's so unhealthy because sure, when people give it to you, it's great. But what happens when people don't give you that attention? You're gonna fall apart, which is weakness. You're gonna fall apart because no one's giving you attention. No one's paying you any mind. If you don't upload these pictures on Instagram for, let's say, a month, they're gonna disappear. But when you're focused on yourself instead, and you're focused on directing your attention to your goals and your mission so that 10 years down the line, you focus so much on your goals, you started over here, but 10 years later, it's skyrocketed and all your efforts compounded on itself and you're now making more money, you're in better shape, you're living a better life, you're more healthy, you're physically fit, you're everything. But the other guy who's focused too much on TikTok and Instagram, which might be you if you're watching this, and so worried about getting attention from other people, they're gonna go down. Their life's gonna go down after 10 years. Before 10 years, to be completely honest, but after 10 years, a huge difference will show because the negative activities, negative actions they took started to compound on itself. You need to understand that we are literally in a generation where people, the biggest addiction for people is the addiction to attention. Instead of being so addicted to attention, be addicted to self-improving. Stop worrying so much about posting these pictures on Instagram, on Facebook, on whatever, for the validation of other people. Worry more about how you feel about yourself. Worry more about actually making a difference in your own life and therefore making a difference in other people's lives. For me personally, starting, I would say, the end of 2021, I stopped caring so much about the likes I was getting on Instagram, posting this, posting that. I stopped looking at those numbers, how many people liked it, I swear to God. Now, if you look on my personal Instagram, I post things on there because I want to post them, not because I'm looking for validation and approval. It's typically like 80% of the time, it's about self-improvement. 20% of the time, it's a mix of everything else. Sometimes it's just silly, stupid, funny shit. Sometimes it's just the pictures. Sometimes it's whatever. More times than not on my stories, it's personal development related stuff. That's what you should probably be focusing on in your life, in whichever field, whichever endeavor. I don't care about that, but what I care about for you is to actually be improving and stop giving a damn about all the attention you're getting and put that attention, give a damn about the attention you're putting into yourself. That's what matters most. That's what's gonna set the foundation for your success. Use your two most valuable assets, which you will never get back. Use them to your advantage. Don't use them to your disadvantage like most people do of today. Understand that that we're in a war right now. I'm not saying this to like scare you, oh, we're in a war. I'm saying this because these social media apps, they understand those two things, time and attention. They're your most valuable resources. But they want to do everything possible to get you hooked onto those apps because that's money in their pockets. And they get to control you subconsciously in the back of your mind. You instead worry mainly about your own success in life. See how far that will take you.